had gotten married 2 or 3 months prior to my joining.
Yeah.
On the 31st of December 2014, entering the new year.
Yes.
Literally, we crossed over with our guests at the wedding.
Yes.
And I told Diana, let me go and honeymoon. Then when I come back,
We'll
I'll
bang
join.
this thing to
Diana rolls her eyes and says, "Gwe, I could give you 1,000 shillings for everybody who said that. You'd be the richest guy."
Like I've had this. Welcome back to the BNI Uganda podcast. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye. I'm your host here at BNI Uganda podcast. The BNI Uganda podcast is hosted at Studio 84, which is a podcast studio along Lithuli Avenue in Bugolobi, Kampala, Uganda. And on this, the original members series, we shine a light on the voices shaping business through the power of referrals and relationships. And in this special 10-year anniversary series, we are talking to the original builders, the members who helped start it all. Last week, we heard from Grace Chiwanuka, the insurance broker. And today, we continue with another incredible founding member. You'll know why I called him incredible. He asked me what we are going to talk about. I said, we are just going to bank Kabozi on the last 10 years. And it's like, the things I've been through. I'm like, that's exactly what I want you to tell us, what you've been through with BNI in the last 10 years. So we continue with this member. He has been in BNI from day one, 10 years ago. 10 years later, he's still going strong. Welcome to the podcast, MKK. Mark Karamira Karegyesa. He runs an interesting business. He's going to tell us how he ended up here, but maybe not. His interesting business will come in Business Chronicles. Today, we are going to talk about BNI at 10. Mark, please introduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon Tumwesigye. My name is Mark Karamira Karegyesa, a.k.a. MKK, a.k.a. Gamba Nogu in BNI Integrity.
BNI Uganda.
BNI Uganda at large, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Been a BNI member from day one, 10 years. I don't know where those years have gone. It feels like it's...
Like yesterday.
Yeah. It feels a lot... Yeah, doesn't feel as long as that, as much time has passed. And you asked me a difficult question. I'm like, man, how do I remember? We are like COVID erased our memories. I'm like, before COVID, we need to eat a lot of mukene to remember. Yeah.
So, Mark, what led you to attend that very first BNI meeting? What's the story? How did you end up there?
I was here trying to remember the guy's name. I'd written down invitation. So it was, how much time do we have?
20 minutes.
I wish we had more time. I was meeting a friend, a cousin, a brother, a close friend, and housemate for breakfast at Good African Coffee. Remember that?
Where CJ's is today at Gogo
correct.
Mall.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's somebody who's like, what? Yeah.
There was something where CJ's is.
Before that, someone was like, hey, there's something before CJ's? I thought CJ's built the mall. No, there was something before CJ's. And so we're having breakfast there one morning when a friend just rocked up and, hey, you know how you just sitting having coffee and somebody walks by, a friend like, hey, how are you guys? What's up? What's happening? Oh, we're just having breakfast, talking business. It's like, by the way, you guys should check out this business meeting. I'll be attending. So, yeah, come and check it out. It's this coming week on Friday at Imperial Royal Hotel. Between 6:30 a.m. and like 9 a.m. So he had me at 6:30 a.m.
You're like, who meets at 6:30?
In Uganda? Oh, well, besides night dancers, of course. Who meets
on their way back home?
Yeah, who meets at 6:30 in the morning? So I was like, that intrigued me. This gentleman was called Kajendagura. Kajendagura was his name.
That's a real name?
Yes, Kajendagura. He was one of the first members. So I was intrigued. I went for the meeting, Imperial Royal Hotel. And you know what, Solo, I think it was like an answered prayer because I
Yeah.
had just started my company
Yeah.
and it was like on a whim almost. You know, entrepreneurs are. You get
Yeah.
like a gut feeling, can't sleep, butterflies.
I think this will work.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this thing can work. But how do you make it work? Where do you make it work? You know, where are the customers? Where is all this going to come from?
No,
And so I walk into this room that morning and I see black, white, brown, old, young, business people.
all in one room.
All in one room.
6:30 a.m.
6:30 in the morning. And yeah, the rest is
Yes.
real his
History.
story. Yeah.
Mark, okay, you mentioned a bit of what your expectations are, but what were your expectations of this business meeting and what was the first experience of a running BNI meeting?
Oh, what was it? I mean, come on, so old. It's like 20 years ago. So when I was invited, I had been doing a lot of networking, attending all these conferences and
Yeah.
I don't know, workshops and Enterprise Uganda, and I attended everything just so that I network and meet people. And I was in one or two like social professional spaces, groups where we would invite each other to things. There's one other group we had of guys who would just come together. I remember Simon Kaheru used to meet at his office with a few other guys, Timothy Mwanda, 3D Tracking. A few guys would come together, Patrick Mbonye, just to sort of, share what's happening.
Yeah.
Abdil Chezira at the time. So
For real?
Dwight was there. We had like a small group. So would attend all these things.
Yeah.
Simon, Patrick, those guys were already in the business.
In the
thing,
mix,
yeah?
yes.
Yeah, so they would invite us to all these things and would attend. So this was just another thing, except that the 6:30 thing is what sort of caught me. So Imperial, very, very intrigued. It's a Friday. I'm like, okay, let's go and see. Enter the room, find all these guys greeting, morning, how are you? What do you do? So just another networking event.
Till you sit down.
Yeah, so you sit down and then there's structure.
Yes.
Started on time, there was structure. I can't remember if Muraguri was around at the time or if he came later and it was just us doing the meeting and like almost like an info session of sorts.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Diana leading and presiding over it. And I had sort of met Diana, I had known. So just before I joined, I got married. I had gotten married 2 or 3 months prior to my joining.
Yeah.
On the 31st of December 2014, entering the new year.
Yes.
Literally, we crossed over with our guests at the wedding.
Yes.
And I told Diana, let me go and honeymoon. Then when I come back,
We'll
I'll
bang
join.
this thing to
Diana rolls her eyes and says, "Gwe, I could give you 1,000 shillings for everybody who said that. You'd be the richest guy."
Like I've had this before
I have
countless
had this thing
times.
so many times, except that for me, I actually came back. And then I
followed
attended
through.
a meeting and I figured, so going in, what was my expectations? Like, how am I going to promote this idea?
Yeah.
Where do I find customers? Where do I find sort of like-minded people, friends? It's not something that I'm absolutely confident in. I've poured money into. It's just an idea.
Yes, that's true.
So I've sort of validated it online and seen that there are a few other crazy people who are doing something in transportation. So if I can be in a space maybe where I can share this thing, exchange a few business cards, I can start from there. Except that it turned out to be a more structured meeting. Everybody got to say what they do in a very short time, went around the room and had other people. So I was thinking, even just not getting business, but I was thinking, okay, I think I might need this person. I think I might need a lawyer. There's a ticketing agent. I think we can collaborate. There is a what? So there were other professionals in the room, an accountant, a lawyer. So I figured, okay, I guess this is, So there was like a vulnerability where everyone has the same 30 seconds. There's sort of some equality.
Yes.
So it's not like some big business guy who is giving a talk. No, everybody had the same amount of time to talk about what they do. And then I think that day the call was put out to us because it was like an info session to say, which other business owners do you know who would benefit from something like this? And of course, they gave us the background of BNI and how it had been around at the time for maybe 30 years and how many countries it was, how many members it had. So I realized, this is a much bigger thing than just us here in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it went on.
I like that, Mark, and I feel like someone is benefiting from this because if you are tempted to join BNI or visited and you're like, my business, it hasn't taken off, this is not my thing, everyone in the room looks serious, accomplished, and has arrived. I can tell you generals like MKK, once upon a time, even them, they doubted their concept of a business.
You have to stay humble, man.
Even them, they doubted their concept of a business. But Mark, I can guess, you hinted on what made you commit to stay in the room. You saw some potential there, and so. Oh, by the way, viewers and listeners, if you didn't know, Mark's business is Spare Taxi, and it specializes in airport transfers. I have a friend who recently left their car at the airport, and they went and got stuck abroad in different things and left it for months. They sent a brother to pick it, and they could have auctioned it to pay the bill. So Mark is here to solve such problems. They didn't know that after 7 days, the rate of parking at the airport starts doubling every day. It's a mess. So Mark specializes in airport transfers. Mark, specifically, what has your business gained from BNI? I know your business has grown. You joined when it was merely a concept. Over the past 10 years, how has your business gained, or even you as a person?
So of course, if I can start with a nutshell, 10 years later, we're still here.
Yeah.
It went from an idea to a business.
Yeah.
To now negotiations with vehicle manufacturers in China, looking at fleets and bank instruments, sales, and all of that. And all these connections, even what I'm talking about, the Chinese, whatever, has come through BNI.
Yeah.
So my first customers, my first 5-10 customers were in the room there in BNI.
Wow.
My first, when we started out, the idea was transport individuals. And then a corporate company in the room said, actually, you know what, this has sort of been a bit of an inconvenience for us. Why don't we try you out?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning for corporate companies at the time, but they insisted, and they said, no, let's try it out and see. I'm like, okay. And then, these are the people who are going to give you feedback. Change this, price like this. Your thing took too long to come. You forgot to include this on your invoice. You need to send the invoice by this time. Send us a quote first and an invoice later. Blah, blah, blah. So they're sort of shaping and refining you as you go along, and giving you feedback, and they're supporting. And the lawyer in the room is saying, by the way, have you thought of registering a trademark on your brand? Like, what is that? What's that?
I mean, yeah.
Why? And look, you read about these things. You may study them in school, but the practicality of them may not really come until you're talking to somebody who is invested in your success, because that's what BNI is about, right? Supporting each other. So the person who is invested in your success is now pouring into you, filling your cup.
Yes.
Saying, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Have you done an app? These guys who are doing an app. Da, da, da. So it helped me to continuously improve and have like a stable running source of sales.
Yes.
A pipeline. And then very, very importantly, when things got difficult to the extent that you want to close down the business, this was still the same support system that was there. Yeah, when you're like, we thought we were the main guys, the hard guys. Like a cartoon, they zoom in into a body of water, and there's a fish that looks large, and it's swimming around, and it's like, you're the boss. Then they zoom out, and you realize it's a fish tank, and they put the tank, they transfer it to a bigger pond, where now there's other fish. There, all of a sudden, we found ourselves
Wow.
being and these people in the room were the ones who were continuously saying, yeah, try this, try that, strategy, drawing board, lawyer, accountant, auditors,
Wow.
all these people were there in the room constantly. The business I had been doing before I started this one and joined BNI, I had to close down, and the same lawyer and auditor in the room are the ones who helped me through that process of liquidating
Yes.
a business successfully, which is a very complicated process. I didn't know. If not for those guys, that would have now been a whole nother problem. So they have kept me, and so the room is there with like-minded business people who are ready to open any door for you because you're building relationships. As long as you care enough about them, they'll care enough about you to give you those connections. So I know at any one time, I'm the one who is limiting myself. It's not BNI.
Yeah.
As long as I can strategize and understand what my business needs, who I'm looking for, somebody is ready to make that connection or speak into that need that I have. It's just me who's now, for example, for this, we have a new shuttle service we're launching. And I was thinking to myself the other day, how could you make it different by introducing like a special shuttle option scent? You can own scent in the bus, and the guy is like that scent is
only
is associated with that service.
Yes,
that association in the mind.
Yes.
So I was thinking,
like how you walk into malls abroad and they have a distinct
correct
scent.
Yeah, and it's all intentional.
Yes.
I was seeing a news report about a coffee shop and bakery shop in Paris that pump. They created a pastry scent.
That scent, yes.
Artificially created a pastry scent that they blow into the street, and it increased their sales by like 70%. There were queues
That's true.
outside because every time somebody passed and smelled bread, all of a sudden they had a need for bread.
Yes.
They didn't have that need until they. So that was the strategy.
Came their way.
So I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, I need to reach out to members. Maybe we're in BNI Dubai, BNI somewhere in China, BNI somewhere in Europe, to help me identify a scent that I can get and start putting in the vehicle. I mean, so however crazy you're thinking, small or big,
Yes.
BNI will make it happen for you.
BNI will make it happen for you.
Yeah.
Mark, I mean, you have talked about how you've gained from BNI. I mean, your BNI opened, or at least the community opened your eyes up to the corporate clientele that you had not thought about. And that has been key. And I believe there was no turning back from that. Mark, I also know you've been a leader beyond being just a member. You've been your chapter president maybe twice. You have been a director consultant. I mean, hey, our viewers and listeners, this is the man who appointed me president at some point.
Kingmaker, come on now. I like it.
I know when you're joining BNI, you didn't see yourself going to those levels of leadership. So what have you learned about networking and leadership through the years? What can you say about networking and leadership?
So, networking. They say your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
And it sounds like just a nice, catchy quotation
Exactly.
by some American entrepreneur once upon a time. Until you get into the BNI system and realize that somebody can unlock $1 million opportunity for you. Just one relationship, because you've met in this space and you've built some relationship and credibility. So that makes your network indeed your net worth.
Yeah.
And not a one-off, but an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So BNI has taught us so much about networking that you don't take it for granted. So I used to do a lot of networking before. But after you see the right way to do it, and then you compare with before, and then you're thinking, for all the networking I did before, like what results do I have?
Yeah.
And then what results do I have by using this system?
Yes.
And you find that distinction, that when you have a proper system and understanding of what networking really does, what it means, the potential, then you use it, you do it intentionally with a certain end game.
Yeah.
You don't network for networking's sake.
No.
You don't go there for the coffees and little snacks
The
and
results
pastries they
have to
give you.
show.
The results have to show.
Yeah.
And it can't be a one-off. So the good thing with BNI, all these other things, they are one-off networking opportunities. There's like a thing at the Sheraton for, I don't know, travel guys. You go there, maybe a one-time thing, then maybe once in a year they meet, or once in a... But this one is a consistent, weekly engagement where you're continuously sharpening your networking skills. So when I go out there now to network, now you're just firing off all cylinders. You know, something as small as, the networking etiquette, like business cards. Like you can't just come and shove your business card in someone's face.
No.
They have to ask for it.
Yeah.
If they don't ask for your business card,
You can be sure where it will end up.
they do not want to follow up on you. So, please. Yeah, you just have to allow. Smart as you are, you want your best true, you want this networking thing. I printed new cards, they have texture, they have a cassette, I put perfume on them. No, this guy, they want my card. Yeah. So, and I realized it later in hindsight.
Yeah.
You collect all these cards and you just dump them there.
You just dump them there.
So all these little nuances when it comes to networking, and then listening out to what people are saying. Are they complaining about something? Are they bragging about something? Are they planning to do something?
Complaining about something.
Bragging about something or planning to do something. All those are cues for business opportunities.
That's true.
As you're in a networking space.
Yeah.
But also you now come into a networking space with the value that you bring. You're not coming to take. Remember, BNI is givers gain. So when you're in a networking space, you're filling people's cups.
Yeah.
You're not there to say, I'm looking for, I want, take me, connect me, you're all my customers. No.
You're all my
customers. What value? Yeah, I mean, maybe I do gluten free, and you only do gluten. I can't be your customer, for example. So the thing is, when you in networking spaces, what are you bringing to the party? What are you bringing to that networking space? Do you bring value, or you're just coming to take value? Yeah. So those are some of the things I've learned from networking. So now when I go into spaces, you speak less, listen more. 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yeah.
All this is training. What before? But you're rapping about what you do, how you want to change the world and the Mars and Venus, if time allows, and all these things. But now you're listening, you're thinking, who can I connect this person to? Have you thought about this? You're really bringing value and taking away. Leadership, I had sort of wet my feet a little bit, but then BNI really threw me into the deep end. I think I became president after... was it Tracy, or there was one person and then myself? The first president was Tracy. Then I don't know if it was me who followed him or there was somebody else and then myself. But here I was in my late 20s being president of a chapter with seniors, guys who are turning over big money, who have gray hair, experience, networks.
I know.
And you're there clearing your throat at the front and saying, ladies and gentlemen, I am your president. But it was a fantastic experience learning what it means to manage people, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mark, what you have just said, I have someone who came in my inbox recently and said, Solo, my DC just asked me to be president, but I don't have enough money to be the president of nature.
You should have told him it's only you who knows that. For us, we don't know that. As far as we are concerned, you are loaded. You are loaded. And there's no campaigning in BNI anyway, so you don't need money.
Let me tell you, Mark. 10 years later, 8 years later for me, I thought I'd had everything. This was a first.
I don't have enough money to be president.
I was like, what?
Bambi.
My reaction was, is that even a thing?
What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. So what you say now directly answers my friend that one, and I'll be sure to share this episode with them.
Yeah.
That what you've just said, late 20s, you're a president of a chapter that has existed for a year, maybe a year and a half.
2 years, yeah.
With people who are your seniors in every sense of the word, in age, in experience, in
money,
turnover,
networks,
everything.
Business.
I mean, if it was a thing, you would. Anyway, Mark.
Not even a consideration.
10 years, Mark. Are there seasons when staying active in BNI was hard?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You have to plateau. I think it's just in life generally. In life generally, there are ups and there are downs. And, it's like the ocean. It's up
I
and
tell
down.
people that if you have not plateaued, then you haven't been there long enough.
Yeah. You haven't been there long enough, or you're going to crash and burn.
Whether you're losing weight or
Yeah.
anything, there's a plateau.
I think, I think plateauing is just the mind's or body's way of dealing, giving yourself some time.
Yeah.
And at the end of that plateau, you get an inspiration to get you out of the plateau, because you also know that you can't stay in that plateau forever.
Yes.
And so, something stimulates you to come out of that.
Mm.
So yes, you'll plateau. I mean, when you've been president, vice president, two-time president, I don't know what, MC, you've done this, you've done that, you're like, you know what, guys, I can't have another active role. I just need to rest. I don't know how guys who have done this for 40 years have done it, but you're like, you know what, I just need to take a breather.
But then, Mark, now that dives me into my next question: of what has kept you grounded through all these leadership roles and challenges and chapter dynamics and personal shifts and plateaus? I mean, two-time president, DC for how long, 10-year member, charter member, but you're here, you still laugh around like Miyamoto.
Laughing is medicine on its own. It's a verse by the Bible somewhere. I have to look
Yes.
at it. Yeah. But I come from a big family.
Yeah.
Nuclear and extended, and very interesting, lively people who are. It's always sort of fun times and what. So I think I've just grown up enjoying the company of people.
Yeah.
Enjoying to help. I actually enjoy to help people.
Yeah.
So I get to do that every week in BNI.
Yeah.
Somebody came and told me recently, they didn't tell me, they were sharing in a meeting, how I did a one-to-one with MKK, and he planted an idea which we implemented, and things have turned around.
Wow.
And I didn't know, they were just saying it in a meeting.
Yeah.
It's like, you remember when you told me about getting a certain equipment? We worked it out, we managed to get the equipment, and it has turned everything around. I was like, wow. So just a conversation that might seem, simple conversation where you're pouring out into somebody is just what they needed to maybe come out of their plateau, or to take them to the next level, or, it helps them in some way, or even opening doors and networks for people. And people always come back and say, man, there's somebody invited into the room that helped. So what has kept me going, one is the philosophy of give as gain, that I have an ongoing opportunity to give. And interestingly, the Bible says it's better to give than to receive. But that giving, there's something it does to you. It sort of boosts your sort of emotional state. And you feel
the spirit.
Really good. The spirit is aroused when you give. So I have the opportunity to do that all the time. And to hang with great people. The people in BNI have become family. You can call them at any time of the day or night.
Any time of the day or
night.
I
mean, there's a time I called you and I was going to preach a sermon, and you drove through the night to come and record. I was like, my goodness, what do I give? What do I give a guy like this one, really? I have to now check through my cows, through my land titles. So these people become family. You can call on them at any time. They become closer than blood family.
Yeah.
Because you're exchanging business, you're bringing value to one another. There's no one side that's taking out more than they're putting in. So it's a really positive space. So that's what has kept me going, yeah.
Mark, what's the most misunderstood thing about BNI, in your opinion?
Of course, one of the ones you hear most when you talk to visitors and are explaining, you do visitor orientation, and somebody saying, I thought it was like a multi-level marketing thing.
Yes.
So actually, we were trained by Muraguri and the team from Kenya at the start never to mention the word networking. Leave alone that it's Business Network International. Exactly. Yeah. Don't mention the word networking because it has a negative connotation.
Yes, to it. Yes, it does.
Multi-level marketing. Yeah. So there's that. I thought it was one of these networking things. Number 2, I think some people think it's like some closed group.
Mm.
Number 3, you asked about the most whatever, but I'm giving you like 3.
Misunderstood, yes.
The other is this thought that it's for like big companies, big well-established
Yes.
companies, and yet it's really for startups. As long as you're in business, whatever scale or size or whatever, you can benefit. Yeah, you can join.
Reminds me of a TikTok video not too many months ago of a lady who was saying this BNI thing has too much English. Why can't they speak Luganda? And there's a Luganda chapter forming.
I think we responded to her, to her issue. I hope she joins.
I am going to ask the people launching the chapter. We need to find her and invite her to visit a Luganda
but you know how
chapter.
people are. The person will come and say, now there's too much Uganda and those are to them. Will always be too much of something. Yeah.
Mark, I'm asking this question to every charter member. What advice would you give a new member? Especially those who come with high expectations that results will come quickly.
Whether you come with high expectations or low expectations, I think the answer to that is in the core values of BNI.
Yeah.
One, my twin brother's favorite, that's Ranjit Kumar, is accountability.
It had to be accountability, Ranjit.
One is accountability. There is no progress in life without accountability. It's not there. In life generally. In any, you're going to school, you're sitting exams and going to the next class was
all
accountability.
that accountability.
Yeah. So there's no progress in life without accountability, which is one of the core values. The other one that I particularly enjoy is positive attitude. Come in excited about life. That you're going to eat with a big spoon. The world is your oyster.
Yes.
What you choyagara choria, whatever you want, you can get. It's a blank canvas.
Yes, it is.
It is an ocean, and you're called to fetch water. The one with a spoon, with a bucket, with a bowser, you'll all fetch.
Yeah.
So, be excited about the opportunity. Be excited about your business and where you want your business to go. Be excited about other people's businesses.
Yes.
Just be excited about the opportunity
Yes.
that is present in BNI.
Wow.
It will make you enjoy BNI. It will cause you to fill other people's cups, and it will carry you through those plateaus, the ups and the downs. If you remain excited about the opportunity to learn, continuous learning, the opportunity to present your business to people all the time, the opportunity to meet new people. You never know who is in the room. Last week in Integrity, we had CEO of Private Sector Foundation visit us for our visitor day and shared all these opportunities that PSFU has for the business community. Now, if you're saying, I don't want to wake up in the morning, and then an opportunity like that comes, the one who isn't there fallen to a tree. I tell you,
into the tree.
Yes. Now, you're lamenting, and yet all these opportunities. Then you hear somebody, there's a visitor who attended once, a lady who runs Mark Logistics, the trucks.
Yeah.
And there's a member who followed her up and has already done more than 100 million in business.
Wow.
Now you are there lamenting about the breakfast and waking up.
What a blessing.
And yet other people are unlocking opportunities. So I think just being excited about the opportunity to network and promote your business and meet new people.
That's so true, man.
Be accountable, be excited.
That's so true. Reminds me of earlier in the conversation you mentioned how BNI kind of aligns you. Being in that room every week and throughout the week. That when you walk out and you meet a random potential client with all this switched onness that you have attained, you kind of shred them to pieces, and it's even hard to attribute that credit directly to BNI. And yet, if it wasn't for BNI, you wouldn't be that switched on.
You wouldn't be that sharp,
Yeah.
It's sharpening you too.
Last question for you, Mark. I know it's going to sound like a no-brainer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If someone asked you, has it been worth it to stay in BNI for 10 years? What would you say, and maybe why?
Well, that's a very difficult question. First, it depends who the someone is.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Who is asking?
It depends who's asking.
What is their motive? But I would say because it's not free to be in BNI,
Yeah.
we pay annually in financial terms, in time, and your networks and everything. There's always something to pay. But all of that is an investment to get out something so much bigger.
Yeah.
So it has been absolutely worth it to the extent that I ask myself every now and again, have I made the most of the opportunity? How much more could I draw out of this?
Yeah.
Did I set myself, for example, a financial target, annual financial goal to draw out of BNI, and did I hit that target? What targets am I setting myself within BNI to make the most of the opportunity? You can be there every day. It becomes so mundane and so routine that you take it for granted.
Yeah.
Now familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. So you can start to grow some contempt and think, you know what, I'm not getting value, I'm not seeing this, the time, the what, and then you lose track of the big opportunity just because you haven't set yourself a goal. How do I utilize this time, this network, this investment? Yeah. So when you're in the room and you hear somebody reporting, say in a month, of course we report weekly, but even in a week somebody says 50, 60, 70, upwards of 50 million shillings.
Yeah.
Thinking, could that have been me? What business are they doing? What could I learn from them? Am I asking properly when we do our asks? Am I pitching properly? Am I visiting enough people? We're now 600 people.
Yeah.
I mean, until you've visited at least half of those, 50% of those, you can't say the thing is not working.
No.
It's be guided here. You have not
Let's be
utilized the
guided.
system yet. How can you say it's not working? You see?
Do you feel like the members joining now have it easier? Or are they overwhelmed?
Both ways.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I think they definitely have it easier because the system has like come full circle and is properly established now. They are not trying to figure things out.
No.
They have many other chapters to visit, to experience, to benchmark, to see what works and what doesn't. There's a lot of content. They have the university to learn from. All those things one day when we started.
Yeah.
So they have the benefit of that you can ask 20 different business people, BNI members, how it's working for them, and you'll form your opinion or your decision from there. An informed decision. Previously, we didn't have that.
You didn't have.
So I think they have it easier in that respect, that they can visit. They have it easier in the sense that there's so many business people to do good business with now than they were then.
Yeah.
So yes, I think they have it easier, but at the same time, they can be overwhelmed.
Yes.
Especially if you yourself are not grounded. If you don't ground yourself, you look at this thing and you're thinking it's a buffet. I can eat until I drop.
Yes.
And I don't even know where to start.
Exactly.
So you have to sort of pace yourself and get into it with the right reasons.
Yeah.
You don't go there to hunt and knock at people's doors and say, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. But go to learn what people do and how you can collaborate with them, how you can give business to them. I think they sort of have it easier right now.
Although I feel like the thing they miss out on is the smaller family-like arrangement, which was there then. Once upon a time, 2 chapters, less than 100 members. You can call everyone by name. But I also feel like they can compare the whole the whole BNI Uganda. But I feel like that is compensated by power teams and all, because now that's a small family where you can start with.
Yeah.
Then they open up slowly.
But even the opportunity to visit, you can attend another person's meeting, another chapter's meeting, or attend another chapter's socialize with them and have fun, and then you learn about all these different people who all espouse to the same values and think in the same way. They're all BNI members, so they're all thinking alike. You're not in a jungle where people may rob you or buffet or whatever, You're in like-minded people and you're having fun with them. So I think they have a great opportunity when you're joining now.
Indeed, for sure. Mark, thank you. Thank you for being part of this legacy, so to say, not just for showing up for this podcast, but for showing up for 10 years of meetings, members, and moments that have built BNI Uganda to the great thing that it is now. I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners, but Mark, before I even thank them, this is my standard closing question. When I invited you for this session, I don't know whether there is something you had in mind or at your heart that we have not touched on that you'd like to share.
Let me see. One, we would love for BNI to spread out across the country.
Yes.
There's a great opportunity that came out of the government opening up new cities in the west, in the east, in the north, southwest. So we would love for BNI to spread to Mbarara, Gulu, Mbale, Kasese, all these places, Fort Portal, because there are great business people there. And there are great linkages between the capital and those cities.
Yes.
So that's one opportunity, I think, that we really... I hope the message can go out to people doing business in those other cities, that we should see how to plant chapters there. And then collaboration. So I happen to be the director consultant in charge of partnerships.
Yes.
And there are exciting collaborations we are looking at with PSFU, with the banks, with different agencies.
The latest is probably Airtel Uganda. You did remember where you had it first.
So the members need to be excited about some of these opportunities. We're trying to see how to bring more value to BNI members. Because it's a strong community, 600 member-based organization, paid-up members, 600 of them doing incredible business. So it always presents an opportunity for any serious organization, agency to sort of collaborate and do business with BNI. So there's a great opportunity there. The last thing I'll say is one of my fondest memories of BNI was when I was at my wit's end. I completely didn't know how to proceed with my business because the market had shifted and some large international organizations had now come into the market and dynamics had changed, and all the customers we had were now excited about all these new companies that had come into the market.
Yes.
So you go for one meeting, and at that time BNI had a promo going on where they were rewarding the members who had sponsored the most members to join, most visitors to join BNI. And that time, I think we were still even at Imperial Royal. And I remember it was, I parked my car at Imperial Royal in that morning. Like every day was such a stress factor because we would sit in the office and receive no booking. From having all these bookings, we are busy, we're day and night, to being quiet all of a sudden. So I was, first of all, lamenting to God and saying, you guys, we made a deal.
This thing is supposed to work.
This thing is supposed to work. What have I done wrong? What? I was confused. So in my stress and confusion, you're like, you know what? I don't have the bandwidth to go into the room and have positive attitude because I really don't know what to say, what to ask for in the room. And so, but yet missing the meeting also is not an option because you just never know. So I park my car early in the morning downstairs. I'm like, God, I really need this. So the reward for the person who had sponsored the most visitors to become members was a trip to Masai Mara. So I remember parking and saying, God, you know that I need this trip. I really need to just break routine. I need to change something around and first to get away.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't know if I'll manage. So I go into the room, they do a raffle draw, put papers, the 2 or 3 members
who had matched numbers, yes.
Put the papers in whatever and tell a visitor, pick out. So, and I want to share this story one day in the chapter with Agre because the other person was Agre Kagonyera. So this visitor looks and puts their hand in to pick and picks out and they're like, no, you're not supposed to look. You're supposed to look away. So he dropped the papers back, looked away, and picked again, and read my name. I could have collapsed. I could have fallen off my chair. I could have fallen off my chair. In my mind, the first paper he picked was agriculture. I've always told this story, and I always wanted to tell it to Agri. I'm glad he came back. So I was like, Agri, I took your trip, but I think I needed it more than you
needed it more. God knew that you needed it more.
Man, when they read the thing, I was like, what? So we traveled to Masai Mara with with my wife and a group of other people. So there were also BNI members in Kenya who had won the same trip. So we all
in different
went together
chapters,
to Masai Mara.
yes.
And while there, I had been doing there's a course I had been doing, a leadership course from the Institute for National Transformation, and we had read From Good to Great by Jim Collins. So I went with my copy. So when my wife and these guys were enjoying game drives,
You were binging on Jim Collins.
I was eating the book that whole time. I just went and sat by the pool, got my bottle of wine, and started
I
going
can
through
imagine what Good to Great did to you in that moment.
I came back, told the guys, stop everything we have been doing. I had received a revelation on that trip reading that book that bought us a new lease. I could have closed the company. I came back from that trip and I said, scrap everything we have been doing. Our business model is changing. This is what we are going to focus on.
Hold on, Mark. Do you know what comes to mind now is the fact that the enemy, the new competition that came with fangs out, had not left.
No.
You came back in the same business environment that you left when you were feeling finished.
Yes.
It was just in the mind.
I just had a new revelation about how we could do our business well and have a David and Goliath situation.
Wow.
But it had come on that trip reading that book, because I had read the book already during the program. But I felt like this was another opportunity while I was away, like a retreat.
Yes.
Retreat, regroup, and attack. My retreat, strategy session by myself and the Holy Spirit, possibly. Read this book, had a aha moment, and came back and said, guys, we are changing the game. This is what we are going to do. Strap up, get ready, new matching orders. And we are still here now and going bigger because of that one, So when I came back and now brought this back to BNI, and this is the beauty of BNI, that I brought it back and said, guys, we are now focusing on A, B, C, D. And all of a sudden, it was a whole new universe in there. Now, people started throwing, actually, there's this, like, I had been in the room the whole time. But because I had not sort of had laser focus on who we wanted, what we were offering, we're doing everything.
Yes.
So when we got this sort of micro niche, it became really easy to identify collaborations, to get clients, to add value because of that. Yeah. So that Masai Mara story for me was is one of the hallmarks of BNI. And I tell my wife, okay, BNI has taken you to Masai Mara. It has what?
What are you even saying?
So when you see me waking up at 5 in the morning to go for BNI every
Send
week,
me away. Send me away.
Yeah, you never know where we might go next. Yeah, so that's for me. BNI has really been a godsend in many ways when it comes to business and relating and building meaningful relationships with credible business people.
I'm convinced that you have no idea what you've just done with that last story. I'm sure you spoke to someone who is facing a mountain right now, and maybe their prayer has been to move that mountain away. But sometimes, maybe all the time, what you need to pray for is a revelation and to get a mindset that gives you the courage to face the mountain and walk around it. Don't have to pray for it to move away.
Revelation is what you need, and often it's in a book, by the way. Often it's in a book. You just need to be reading. People have done these things. There's nothing new under the sun.
No, there's nothing.
You just
new.
need to pick up and read something that will open your mind.
Mark, thanks again for being part of this one.
What a pleasure. What an honor.
Our viewers and listeners, thank you so much for joining us this week with MKK. When I mentioned 20 minutes earlier, I was stretching it. Now we've banged a cool 50, but it's all good.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Next week, our viewers and listeners will be listening to the third and last 10-year BNI Uganda member. He will be telling us his version of this story, his leadership, and his journey on this podcast. Until then, stay good, stay networking, and be good at what you do. Remember to pray and be grateful. Thank you very much.